We need an intro. We gotta intro this.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe, okay.
We just did 3 intros.
Monkeys go directly to hell. Welcome,
Hello, everyone.
Oh, fuck. Hold on. No, you go.
I always do this.
Okay, yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 45 of Gorilla Radio Show, the Drunken Monkey Hypothesis. Today we're joined by one drunk monkey, Austin, and myself.
You can't be talking like that, white baby.
Yeah, I take offense. What do you mean by that?
Well, basically we're going to be talking about the Drunken Monkey Hypothesis, which is a book that you guys read that, right? You know, I signed the reading on Canvas like a week ago. You guys read it, right?
We're Canvas page?
Yeah, our Canvas page.
Never read it.
Okay.
There was reading?
No,
I didn't realize.
No, I'm fucking with you. No,
I didn't even know if we had a fucking topic to talk about today. You're like, you want to record? I was like, what? Record? Why would we do that?
No. I had this one written out for a while. So this is a book, and it's an interesting sort of dive into like the roots of alcoholism in humans, basically.
You know, I just want to say, everyone's gonna be so disappointed y'all are not drinking, and you're embarrassing yourselves.
It's Tuesday.
It's totally normal.
For who?
Most people.
18th century writers, maybe.
Well, you know, that's how I'm trying to be. That's how I'm
They
trying to
all
get like big.
You may die
At like 30.
Well, yeah, they were born in the 18th century, motherfucker. Of course,
No,
they're
they
dead.
died of cirrhosis.
Yeah, they died of other things. It didn't help. It didn't help.
I could
sir.
rock with some cirrhosis. I could.
No, you
probably.
couldn't.
Yeah, I love being in the hospital. You guys aren't real Drunken Monkey fans.
So, to start off this episode, I just want to, for anyone listening in chronological order, I think I said this in episode 43, the one before the last one. I said German anthropology was less racist at first than British and French anthropology.
Well, the French we know are racist bastards.
Now let me be clear.
Crazy racist.
Me saying
Because
that,
they're constantly trying to prove that they are indeed white.
by me saying that, let me just clarify. You do not, under any circumstances, gotta hand it to German anthropology.
Write that down, everyone.
Like, while the categories the Germans were creating weren't necessarily like, we're gonna do a genocide with this in 60 years. That's what happened.
Well, did they have pieces of paper with little circles kind of filled in on them?
So, like, to give you a little bit of background, there was there's this book I started reading called From Racism to Genocide, and it goes into detail about how one of the early liberal progressive German anthropologists wanted to like find out the demographics of school systems or whatever. I think Virchow was his name. Basically, he had like teachers survey all their students and, you know, like get their hair color and eye color and sort them from tallest to shortest to like find out the makeup of the German nation. But because in like the Jewish texts, it says that Jews are from Israel, they're like, well, Jews would be in a different line because, you know, they're Jewish from Israel, not German, right? And so this just sort of went unquestioned, and an entire generation grew up thinking Jews are an other. And so that you can see how the groundwork for genocide was laid there. So
Right, and then if you quickly turn your heads towards Gaza, you'll see that they're still employing that, but now it's Zionists doing this to the Palestinians.
yeah, which, by the way, I feel like I don't know how unequivocal we've been about this on the pod, but there is a genocide going on in Gaza. There's a genocide going on in the Congo now too, relevant to our
Relevant to what we're talking about, yeah.
to our series that we just talked about. But
there's 2 major genocides happening right now.
yeah, the world's a very bad place right now. But,
I urge all of you at home to learn more about it. Never trust the Israeli government.
True.
Never trust a Zionist.
Wig.
And most importantly, make sure, if you can afford it, or if you can in any way, try to do something to help. This is something that takes the whole world to
Yeah.
bring attention to and to stop. So
If you don't know where to start, a great place is like looking into the BDS movement stuff. Don't listen to what people are saying about the BDS movement. Go to the BDS movement and see what they want you to do.
Yeah.
Organize with people in your community, people you work with. Put pressure on the United States to stop funding the genocide.
Well, with that
Death
being
to
said,
Israel, etc.,
yeah,
etc.
yeah. With
You
that
know.
being said, it's time to talk about some drunken monkeys, baby. We're getting white girl wasted in the jungle.
I actually am.
So you may recall I believe it was last month's bonus episode, the October bonus episode. We talked about the Indiana monkey that was on the loose that was found drinking a beer. We sort of talked about or hinted towards the fact that hey, it's weird for monkeys to be alcoholics. This doesn't happen naturally, but humans are. So why is that? Why did what happened that we started seeking alcohol to the extent that we would manufacture it and regularly consume it to the point where it becomes a problem, you know? So
What were we thinking?
what the fuck were we thinking? So yeah, I mean, Greg, you remember talking about how the chimps were fermenting the fruit under trees and coming back to eat them later, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, we love. Listen,
I remember.
You remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you don't remember the first time we've spoken about it, we talk
We've
about
talked
fucking
about that a couple
fermented
of times
fruit
now,
so
yeah.
many goddamn times.
It's
it might
in
be
my
one of the
mind rattling
most.
around.
It
all
might
the
be one of
time.
the most recurrent ideas that comes up.
Monkeys
so
love to
fascinating.
bury
Podcast.
fucking fruits and then come back 6 months later and eat the soup.
So
They
there's
slurp it up.
there's very little evidence that primates other than us will intentionally go out to intoxicate themselves beyond a few fringe examples like the lemurs in Madagascar
Yeah,
that will
right.
get high off of centipede saliva, which
Like,
is
a fox and his buddies aren't hitting the town on a Friday night like we are.
yeah.
A baboon and his crew, they're not putting on their best looks and showing out and showing up,
Yeah, they're mostly eating smaller animals.
We're the primates who have perfected this specific thing.
Yeah. So I asked my professor about it, as I tend to do. Sorry for using all of your offhand comments as podcast content. So they are more than likely when they put this fruit under trees and bury it and stuff, they're probably not intentionally planning for the future, because while chimps have been observed to have foresight, it would be very hard to prove that
Could you imagine a chimp with future sight?
that'd be
The
no,
chimp would
don't-
go fucking insane.
Don't you ever suggest that to me ever again. So
Oh.
while they do have foresight and they can plan out actions and things of that nature,
I got
They're
four
planning to
something else.
murder you.
they as is seen by the chimp that snuck in that rock to try to kill me.
Listen, they're evil. They're the devil's. They're the devil's creations. They have
What's
what
evil?
chimpanzees.
Oh yeah,
Well established.
They are of the devil. Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's no way that we can prove that they're purposefully
Malicious.
They're like
no.
multiple
There's,
frogs
there's no way to
back.
prove that they're purposefully fermenting these fruits. But one thing about fermented fruits is that primates do actively seek fermented fruit, but that's for its sugar content. It's hypothesized. Alcohol
yum.
is the mostly unintended side effect of this. The proof being that it's accidental is they don't really get drunk. Chimps especially essentially split it up throughout the day, the amount of fruit they're eating, and the chimp's alcohol intake spread out throughout an entire day would be something equivalent to 1 PBR.
I wish I could just be sipping on a PBR all day too.
All
honestly.
chimpanzees drink 1 PBR a day, but really slowly throughout the day.
Yeah. I miss the summer. I want to go sit out by the pool for 6 hours and just do nothing, but sip a little beer here and there.
Yeah, just really little sips.
Real
Really
little
small
sips.
amounts. But the other thing that the Drunken Monkey Hypothesis book suggests is that ethanol, our scent receptors, our smell is especially keen at smelling ethanol because it indicates a highly valuable, high sugar content fruit is nearby. And so it's been observed that monkeys will seek out fermented fruits by their ethanol, by the smell of the ethanol. And that's sort of how they get like extra calories from sugar.
A word.
And in humans, alcoholism is actually found parallel to sugar consumption. Generally, could be a correlation or a causation. There's apparently a preference for sweets in families with a history of alcoholism, but you also got to consider that if you're in poverty, you're both more likely to turn to alcoholism and have high sugar, low quality, cheap food. So it's I'm not going to say like you're genetically alcoholic, you know. That doesn't seem like a
Predestined to be alcoholic because
Yeah.
you lack chocolate cake.
Yeah, you don't gotta
Unfortunate,
worry
buddy.
too much about that. It's just sort of something people have noticed.
I'm
Um,
diabetic and alcoholic. It's all
there-
coming down around me.
So the ingestion of sugars while drinking actually increases significantly the rate of alcohol metabolism, which is
So you're saying if I have a nice donut,
well, it's why cocktails are generally stronger
Sweet.
than and sweet. Yeah.
cocktails generally sweet.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah. Never mind.
It's-
I'm lying. Don't listen.
Yeah. Good try.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
good try.
like I'm just this whiskey's pretty sweet.
You're not gonna
I
out
fucking
contrarian me,
really
bitch.
like- Right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for even trying. You snooty up, tight little bald headed.
Oh, what else am I?
He's spit in his mouth too. Sorry. We've taken,
Where did that come from?
I forgot our
Where did that come
pledge
from?
to make Gorilla Radio Show less homoerotic.
Ooh, did we make that
Homoerotically
pledge?
tense.
Who did we tell that to? Who did we say we would do that?
Who did we tell that to? No.
I didn't agree to that.
Austin really jumped on that opportunity. He really wanted to see that.
Yeah. So there is the drunken monkey hypothesis. And this goes hand in hand with this assumption. Whereas most addictive substances have a relatively short history of human use, attraction to and the consumption of ethanol by primates goes back tens of millions of years, as you know we've stated.
I've been flipping packs since Mansa Musa.
Yeah.
Literally.
So yeah, this once beneficial attraction to ethanol being wafted from ripening fruit would, you know, sort of encourage adaptation to sniff out that good old ethanol. And
Austin's fruit's ripening.
considering
Don't
that-
start using metaphors. It makes it worse.
that makes it worse, I think. I think that makes it worse. So I
Does it?
think there
It makes it infinitely worse.
Yeah,
no
the
innuendos. Just
Yeah, I
be
feel like
outwardly crazy toward them.
metaphor-
I'd like to
metaphor
slurp
makes
up
it-
your ripening fruit.
Yeah, I think metaphor makes it just that bit more fruity. Speaking of fruity,
Come to Vegas with us and watch
Speaking of
the fucking GRS orgy, I guess.
Yeah, we'll be
Speaking of
fucking and
fruity,
sucking
Austin,
down
what do you have to
crazy
say?
style. Yeah, so I mean, basically the hypothesis is that this evolutionary adaptation underlies the modern human tendency for alcohol use and abuse. So this only really explains humans' natural inclination towards alcoholism, not the ability to be addicted to it in the first place, though. We've seen examples on this podcast, including just last month's bonus episode. You should subscribe to the Patreon, by the way. 30%. I mean,
subscribe.
10% of our
subscribe.
proceeds go to
30%. You're
charity now.
crazy.
Yeah, no, sorry.
We're charitable, not stupid.
Yeah, no, we need money, but yeah, we reached our first stretch goal. Thank you all. God bless you all.
And then you all fucking stopped. So come on.
Yeah, we need more of you to join. Come on, let's get in here. But yeah, no.
So where are we donating the money?
I believe among our patrons, who are the ones who are actually paying, they seem to really like the idea of the Proboscis Monkey Conservation Org in Indonesia, which is it's very small.
Where it's going, folks.
I think that's where we're doing, but you know, we can always mix it up and change every now and then according to needs. So it's really just an ongoing pledge to support primate conservation. So we hope you'll join us and help us out.
Yeah. Give
So,
us money.
As we've seen, there have been many monkeys addicted to alcohol. Kahlua, the rhesus macaque, how could we forget him? Our good friend Kahlua.
We could never forget Kahlua.
He was in India. He developed a heavy dependence on booze, leading to an alcohol. I can't believe we forgot about this. This is like an insane
We
factoid.
definitely talked about this. Yeah.
No, we talked
we've
about it,
talked
but
about
like
this before.
it's insane how much havoc this guy wreaked. He attacked 250 people and killed a person. Usually monkeys don't like kill. He killed someone. This
He's
monkey killed a
He's
guy.
not
going
even that
crazy.
big. He's
He's
like
going
3 feet tall.
crazy.
250 people. He's putting up
literally going
fucking
crazy.
like
Putting numbers up on the board unlike we've ever seen before.
he's putting numbers up.
He's
Uh,
going kind of nutty, man.
So
I wish
Anindya
this guy's
oh,
cracked.
Yeah, this guy's
cracked.
fucking cracked.
Okay.
So Anindya Sinha, I think. Chandra, do you want to correct me on that? You know how bad I am at this.
No,
Okay, well,
I'll leave it to you.
so Sinha says macaques are well known to chronically imbibe alcohol over prolonged periods of time, as has been demonstrated in the laboratory. There are fairly well-established, though unpublished, records of rhesus and bonnet macaques of northern and southern India, respectively, occasionally drinking alcohol if they had a chance to do so from sources accidentally available to them. So it is ultimately our fault. Whether we're making the monkeys alcoholics in labs or if because they are observing human behavior and
and they're engaging with our infrastructure, which
and engaging with our
oftentimes
infrastructure
has a lot of alcohol around it.
Yeah.
So, do we think that the macaques and they also like the alcohol and they're like, when they get their chance to get a taste of it, that monkey brain seeking out ethanol and liking sugar is just going crazy? Is like, give me more of this stuff.
Yeah, I think that's like sort of the idea underlying this hypothesis is that while other primates don't have the ability to concentrate ethanol in the way that humans do, because we have it available for them, they can become alcoholic should they have access to our reserves,
Okay.
just because that there is that evolutionary impulse to seek out ethanol because it's so beneficial in the wild. And like, honestly, for most of human history, it was also beneficial, which we'll get into a bit later. But yeah, so I also have written here that macaques obviously took a different evolutionary path than humans, but like the common ancestor of primates used ethanol for foraging as well, allegedly. It says here, recent reports suggest that dietary ethanol or alcohol is a supplemental source of calories for some primates. For example, slow lorises consume fermented nectars with a mean alcohol concentration of 0.6 to 3.8. That's the range. The mean is 0.6, which is, that's rookie numbers, but they're trying their best. A similar behavior is hypothesized for eyes, the crazy, freaky, yucky monkeys we talked about last episode, based on a single point mutation in the gene that encodes the first enzyme to catabolize alcohol during digestion. I'm not sure what catabolize versus metabolize means, but Nat will know. We still need to get Nat on the pod. So basically, this mutation increases the catalytic efficiency 40-fold and may confer a selective advantage to eyes that consume the nectar of Madagascar's palm trees. But it's also uncertain whether alcohol is like preferred and sought out, or if it's just like tolerated and they just like the nectar regardless, But it's an interesting hypothesis, and I think it lines up.
Love to observe human behaviors in those freaky little monkey guys. Love when they're just a little bit like us.
I love when they're just a little bit like us.
I hate the way that they are, though.
Right?
Yeah.
I guess we don't talk about it enough, but truly, I mean, we do talk about it all the time.
Yeah, we talk about monkeys every episode. Actually.
We talk about monkeys every
That's
episode.
actually what this podcast is about. For those of you just joining us,
if you didn't notice yet,
we make a podcast about primates.
But monkeys really are so captivating because sometimes you see fucked up little shades of humans in them, and it just kind of keeps you wondering what the fuck are you doing here? Why are you on this earth?
Oh.
Yeah.
I was just saying, the headset hurts my head sometimes.
Yeah, Greg was also doing something strange at the time that Chandran. We really need to start putting out video episodes. God damn. It adds so much. It adds so much.
We really should put them out. I think we could just
add like the $1 tier.
Yeah, let's make it the $1 tier. All the episodes are videos.
That could work. That's
And then
actually
maybe
fun.
more
Yeah, let us
people
know
would
in
pay
the
for our
comments.
goddamn podcast.
Let us know in the comments if you would pay to see video
Can you
episodes.
people please give me a reason to get dressed every day?
Like honestly,
I don't have one.
I feel so bad like putting on a cute little outfit to go to work, and then I come home and I'm
Slutty
like,
little
God,
outfit.
Jesus Christ, man! I work with children.
Yeah, hold on.
I put on a cute little outfit, like, ooh, I'm, I got my little button up on. I got my little bag with me. I'm kind of cute right now.
Yeah, this is gonna be
But then I
lost
come
to
home and
the
just wear my
crowd, but I'm gonna
pajamas
go get something to
immediately.
show you guys.
Ooh.
Well,
This
yeah,
is why you
I
should. This
feel
is why
like
you should give us
Chandran,
money.
Chandran, you've kind of fucked yourself in that you picked an age range around they're middle schoolers, right? Where
Yeah.
they are young enough to be like mean, like young enough to know about like fashion and to be mean if you like
They
dress
don't know
like
shit about fashion.
But like they'll
They
be like,
show
look
they
at
show
those.
me the hoodie. They show me the
Look at
hoodies
those
they're starting
raggedy
to sell.
shoes. Did they ever
Everyone
do
be
that to
quiet.
you?
Okay, so these are the shorts I wore on Halloween.
Oh, those are just
Slut.
thoughty.
Look at that. There's nothing there.
Oh, your fucking penis.
Gooch was out.
It
Gooch
was
out.
We
Your
got
gooch was
pockets
out.
and shit hanging out the back.
Damn, that's how you know
Oh,
it was
yeah.
slutty.
You all missed that because we don't have video episodes, but
Greg yearns.
I'm actually throwing these away.
They stankin'.
They're just useless.
They're just used. No, you don't foresee yourself wearing them again.
I have my jorts.
Fair enough. So yeah, back to Drunken Monkeys. So, oh yeah, I also put in this little note because my thesis research, master's thesis, by the way, there's been some confusion. Some people think I'm doing a PhD, but no,
No.
I'm
come
doing a
on.
master's, and if God willing, I can get a normal, like, good job after this, then I'm not doing a PhD. If I can't, then I'll just give up and do a PhD program because
Was that a humble brag? Because nobody's asked you that.
No, people keep saying like, "Oh, you work on your PhD," and I'm like, "No, it's a master's." And then I get
Just say
embarrassed.
yes.
No, come on, that's dishonest, Greg.
What is your degree title going to be? Like MA?
Yeah,
Is it an MA?
yeah, it's an
What?
MA.
It's an MA?
Yeah,
Is it not an MS?
Anthropology doesn't offer MS, I don't think.
I
But
guess
it's a
yeah.
science.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't gotta take
See,
calculus for it,
you
so
would
you're
say
fine.
anthropology is a science, but not according to UNC Charlotte's
I would say it's a
administration.
theory, and then I'd pull out my calipers.
It is now in just the College of Liberal Arts.
So-
it is now just in the College of Liberal Arts, and we have
There you go, Chandra.
No,
there's
let me
second
correct you.
chart.
It's
Yeah.
even stupider than that.
Oh,
Anthropology
chance.
was in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, but some people didn't like graduating with a biology degree from a college that had the word liberal in it. So what the
Liberal.
university did was they made the College of Science its own thing, and then they made the College of I shit you
Liberal arts.
not. College of Humanities and Earth Science and Social Science is the full, actual, real title of the college. Two
Beautiful.
ands in there for no reason.
Beautiful. My degree just says College of Liberal Arts.
I don't know what mine says. I don't
I
really
have a
look at
liberal arts
it.
degree.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and for anyone
You're never
who's
going to do it.
oh my god. Well, for anyone who's been keeping up with the lore, there's this little firm based out of Tennessee, I believe, called Buffkin
Tennessee, I think it
Baker.
was Texas.
No, it's Tennessee.
No, I'm doing the. Fuck off. Just
okay, never mind. So there's this little firm called Buffkin/Baker. Buffkin Baker. But there's a slash in there. I just wanted to emphasize that.
Blumpkin Vapor. Yeah,
This was the firm that my university, UNC Charlotte, spent over $80,000 hiring to select John Bogdan, the former warden of Guantanamo Bay, to hire him for the head of campus security.
Wait,
And
are we allowed to talk about it now? Are you okay with talking about it?
I don't fucking care. They can't kill me.
Cool.
They can't.
That guy should be in the fucking Hague.
That guy should be in prison
Perfect.
forever.
He should, honestly, it would be the honorable thing if.
Oh shit.
Don't cut that out. I'll even
So
just bleep that. Leave it in, but bleep it.
Yeah.
It'd be more fun.
yeah. So as if to specifically spite the people who the professors who wrote a letter denouncing this decision, most of whom were in like, genocide studies and anthropology and stuff like that, who were like, hey, we shouldn't do this. So they all got put in their own little dumb liberal college, and they have specifically rehired that same firm that hired John Bogdan to select a dean for the humanities college and let everyone know about it, and like knowing that it would piss everyone off.
Oh, we should. You can bleep this. We should go to the store and buy multiple with a combination of and then we should go to who's the chancellor now? It's not Philip the Pussy, is it?
no,
he's been
Philip
gone a long
was
time.
it's Sharon Gaber.
Oh, let's go to Sharon K. Barr's house and directly at the.
yeah, okay.
All right.
Okay. But yeah, so
Fuck,
I agree,
Philip
though.
the Boner was right there.
so
Leave that in though.
if you were so inclined, Buffkin Baker has a website with numbers on it that you can call. And you can let them know that
not leave an actionable threat.
do not leave an actionable
lawyer's
threat. Do not get me in
phone
trouble.
line.
Do not get me in trouble.
Any of us. We do not condone violence, and we do not want you to leave a threat on a lawyer's voicemail.
Just tell them that you disagree with their decision. I don't know. Don't listen. We didn't tell you nothing.
Tell them to get out of UNC Charlotte.
We
Tell
don't
them-
appreciate
tell
it.
them that they're not allowed to be in
leave
this
our
town.
second-rate university alone.
He's like a battered wife. Leave him alone.
So
Shout out Tom Sandoval, as always.
So that's enough tangents for now. Where I was going with this was I'm doing my thesis research on ruffed lemurs, which are the most frugivorous lemurs, or at least one of the most. They're very up there.
Did he just? Can you stop for a second, Chandra? Did he just say frugivorous?
He sure did.
What
Yeah.
the fuck does that mean?
Like a
What is-
frugivore, like eating fruit.
What's a frugivore?
You're
Eating
making
fruit.
this shit up. You're making words.
No,
up.
it's
That's
real.
not a real
It's
word.
real. You can Google it.
That's just an herbivore.
No, but frugivory is specifically for
Frugivory?
I'm looking
He's
it up.
adding different suffixes now.
No.
Frugivorous.
Look, 70% of their diet
frugivory.
is fruit. That's significant. That's not just
Omnivory's not a
normal.
word.
He's right. He's right.
I'm right. Fuck it, we're back. We're so back. I spent that entire episode being like only
You
half
can't-
right, maybe quarter right, and now we're back. Yeah, no. So rough lemurs are very frugivorous. So I don't know how I would do this, but like it would be interesting to test like alcohol-seeking behaviors on them, right? Like, am I
It would
crazy?
be. You should do that. Can you do that?
No, but
Do
like,
you think they'd be really into like sangria?
like the thing is, I could not ethically do this in any possible way.
Nobody asked you about.
I
the
need to get.
ethics.
I need to get some frugivorous monkeys. Put them with give them a bottle of a pitcher of sangria. And just watch them go to town.
She frug on my vor till I frugivorous.
Till I
Vigorous
forgive
is
her.
in there. Vigorous
She-
is in there somewhere.
Yeah, she fru vigorously on my vor. See, the problem with this word.
Yeah, I don't. We need to shelf this one for now.
She vore.
frugivore
She vore on my
lemur.
fru vigorously.
She
She
Oh,
vore till I forgive her.
She frugivorous on my lemur until I
And until I.
You know, by the way, my dad's friend is staying with us. He's in the room next door to me.
That's
You can
fine.
hear all of this.
What else?
Greg, it's very funny that I can tell how Nick, our Twitch stream watcher, has had an undeniable, horrible impact on your brain already.
I tried to explain what jopping was to Jaden yesterday.
It's a combination of jumping and popping.
It's a
It's gonna
combination
be-
of jumping and popping.
So, back to alcoholism for real this time. Humans, when I said that it used to be beneficial for humans, I mean that like humans of most cultures around the entire world always invariably pair alcohol consumption with food consumption. Except if you're trying to get as drunk as possible, which is more like modern cultural specific, I think, where it's like you don't eat so that you're on an empty stomach on purpose. That's usually you pair alcohol with food, though. You know, you're out at the Bills game and drinking beer, throwing
Love
back
the Bills,
weight.
baby.
And the Bills are losing, and you're jumping through a table, and you're
Yeah, listen, it's
getting
like
into a head-on collision on the way home. There's
the
supposed
Bills
to be snow
haven't scored.
outside.
The Bills haven't scored since the first fucking quarter, and it's
It's-
late. It's
There's
late in the
3
game.
minutes left in the
There's
fourth.
3 minutes left. You've sat at the bar or like at the fucking beer stand. You just keep getting back in line and drinking the beers in line. That kind of behavior, that's monkey behavior.
That's monkey behavior.
That's
for
monkey
real.
behavior right there.
So, evolutionarily, this makes sense. Food intake increases by 17% and 30% energy intake increase when you pair food with alcohol. Like, it lets you eat more and you process the calories more efficiently.
Ooh.
So, like,
I need a
that was
little
like,
weight loss hack, fam.
no, that's the opposite. That's weight gain.
Little weight gain fact. Gain?
Yeah,
What?
a little weight gain hack if you guys want to get fatter, I guess. And if to all of our feeders out there, make sure you pair your meals with a lot of alcohol. But yeah, no, I mean, obviously you would have wanted to put on fat as like an early human and get as many calories as possible. So like,
That's why
it
babies
makes
are
sense.
throwing back shots every fucking night.
No, that's not true.
Early
They don't do that.
humans,
They
early
don't do
humans need
that.
to get fat.
So, another thing about humans that's unique from primates, well, not necessarily unique from primates, it actually tracks incredibly well with humans being primates, the social mammals. Humans' reaction to alcohol is almost invariably socially dependent. Just to simplify it, if you're not vibing, you're gonna get sad drunk. If you're vibing, if you're rocking with it, you're gonna get like fun drunk. You know, generally speaking, like if you're drinking alone, it's usually a bit sadder than drinking with friends in a social setting, I guess.
What do you mean by that?
I'm not like, but
I mean,
like,
it's a sign of a deeper issue.
I'm fine. I'm just. Why are you attacking me?
So, but there's also this thing called situational specificity of tolerance, reflecting the importance of surrounding social environments for drinking behavior. I'm not sure about the exact correlation, but basically, this little blurb just says addiction to alcohol and its ensuing negative consequences often reflect factors that lie well beyond one's immediate physiological response to the molecule. It's a lot more complicated than this is an addictive chemical. This is a chemical that we like to seek out, as is sugar, as is salt, as is all sorts of things. But because it's useful in social settings and like eating with communally, we've developed ways to like really expedite the process of getting that stuff to us. And like even the fact that eating and drinking alcohol at the same time is interlinked is indicative that maybe the drunken monkey hypothesis is correct, because how do monkeys get their alcohol? Eating fruit. Something to consider.
We're simply.
Riddle me this part, man.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, how are we feeling so far on this?
I think we should start collaborating with the monkeys to make the best wine that we could ever
Really,
imagine.
you want to eat like
I feel like
durian?
monkeys wouldn't do much better than like prison wine, maybe.
Yeah, like
No,
toilet
no.
wine at best.
There's something that would really hit like that.
They
deep,
never
primitive
made
spot of
wheat.
you.
They can't make wheat rye or
Well, I
whatever.
don't
any
want.
of that.
I don't need them to make wheat rye.
I mean, alcohol. You know, like grain alcohol. They couldn't do that. It's the best they could do is like
That's where we come in.
so that's what we teach
collaboration.
them. Yeah,
That's what we teach them how to make.
No,
wheat
I don't
alcohol.
know that
We
would be a
teach
good
them.
idea.
We teach them how to make fucking moonshine, and we redo prohibition, but with monkeys this time. Monkey moonshiners bootlegging across Kansas.
Do you think monkey moonshiners would also start NASCAR?
It would be so much more worse. It would be like people would die every race, and it would be on purpose.
It'd be Donkey Kong and Mario Kart.
It would be.
Funky Kong as well.
It would just be Mario Kart.
All
the Kongs are in Mario Kart these days. There's too many Kongs.
So many Kongs out there. Wrinkly Kong's not in there. It's a candidate.
Is he not? I thought he was.
No.
You should be able to play as Wrinkly Kong in Mario Kart Super Mario Kart 8 or whatever.
So at the end of the day, it's very possible that the roots of alcoholism have to do with like a very basic natural instinct to put on as much calories as possible, which when you're living, especially in the imperial core, when you're living with access to more resources than humans have had in the past, when decadent pleasures are right at your fingertips at any time, these things that are normally encouraged because they're rare are right at your fingertips, and they become very easy to take in excessive amounts. Same with sugar. Same with, I mean, it's the whole idea behind the, I guess, quote unquote, obesity epidemic in America. That's also because American food is uniquely unhealthy, but you know, it's just it's more readily available, and humans, this, I believe, in my opinion, this is a good thing, but humans are no longer like struggling to like humans were designed to be struggling and like working really hard to get survive and get their nutrients. We don't have to do that
Yeah.
anymore. I think mostly good things have come of that. But you know,
But we are still creatures, little animals.
still little animals. Still,
Very.
we're still just guys.
But yeah, we're guys. We're guys too.
What's better than
little
this?
little pathetic little creatures, but we're also just some guys.
I'm just a little guy. You're just a little guy.
You want to hit a little guy? You want to hit a little guy wearing glasses, would you?
Just a little guy.
So
There's nothing better than the classic little guy. He was really serving.
Yeah.
I'm a little guy with glasses. You want to hit a little guy with glasses? Like, what was that? That was
some
totally new shit.
He
Yeah.
was on some new shit. So, really quickly before we start talking about more specific, maybe more humorous aspects of this, let me just read the conclusion of this book real quick because I think it's good. Or actually, does someone else want to read? I've been talking a lot.
I'll read it.
Yeah, read the conclusion. You see where it is?
Yeah. When I asked this, who's the author of this book again? It's
Oh fuck, hold on.
Did we never mention this?
Yeah, we forgot to mention the author of the goddamn book.
We're so bad at this job.
Robert Dudley.
Robert Dudley,
Professor of Integrative Biology at the University of California, Berkeley.
UC Berkeley. Very nice.
So shout out to my boy Dudley. Dr. Dudley.
Dr.
Duddles. What up, Dee? How you doing, big man?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Sorry,
What the hell are you
read
talking
the,
about, man?
Is this not in some abstract way your peer?
No, I'm fucking
This
around.
is absolutely your peer.
It is, I mean, technically, but I've never met
You
or
should write a
spoken
book.
or-
Let's write a book. Okay, so Dudley writes in his conclusion. When I asked the students why they like to drink alcohol, all of them must have been below the legal drinking age. Invariably, what the fuck, Dudley? Why are you asking them this?
Yeah.
Invariably, the answer was some version of because it tastes good. This response must, of course, be true at some basic level. It doesn't address the more complicated question of why our taste receptors have evolved to render certain chemical compounds preferable and others disagreeable. In evolutionary biology, an important distinction is drawn between proximate and ultimate causes. The former refer to the immediate physiological, environmental, and behavioral factors influencing an outcome, whereas the latter indicate those longer-term selective pressures responsible for determining the relative strength of these factors over many generations. Here I have emphasized that the short-term responses underpinning alcohol preference and addiction reflect biases of a brain that has been molded and formed over evolutionary timescales.
If we are to search for a cure to the disease of alcoholism, then we must also recognize that today's nutritional environments are very different from those of 10,000 years ago, let alone 10 million years ago. For centuries, the prevailing view of drug addictions has been that such behaviors, along with language and consciousness, are unique to humans. As a consequence, both analysis and treatment of responses to addictive drugs, including alcohol, have been conceptually decoupled from the natural environments within which our behavior and physiology evolved. A key feature of many addictions, namely their potential evolutionary advantage, is thus ignored. I have argued throughout this book for a deeper time perspective on alcohol, and for one that acknowledges both the positive and the negative consequences of routine drinking. As a medical problem, alcoholism has been persistent across human societies and has defied systematic characterization, let alone effective treatment. Ultimately, only an evolutionary perspective can fully decipher our complex and ambiguous responses to the alcohol molecule.
That was more of a mouthful than I remember it being, to be honest with you. But
I'll fucking kill you.
I think I kind of slayed. I slayed the house down. Boots.
So yeah, I mean,
Um,
how do we feel about this? Like, what are your takes on this? Like, are we doomed? Do we have to like limit people's access to this? Do we like what do you I mean, obviously.
I
Actually, no,
I
that's
think it
stupid.
maybe
That's what
takes
prohibition was.
yeah. I think it takes a interesting turn. It's not a turn really, but seeing it displayed very clearly, I don't think alcoholism can or the alcoholic response can be solved. I don't think even looking at it at a evolutionary time scale. I guess he's not looking to solve it, but looking to understand it more deeply. And I think
Yeah.
I don't know how much more evolutionary a perspective can give us.
Yeah, I believe I remember Robert Dudley saying in the book somewhere that like this was in like his research and were like inspired by like his experiences with alcoholism. I believe his dad was an alcoholic, and this he's always wondered like why do we do it, and so much academic research is not done to find a solution, but to figure out why.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
sometimes that can be a bad thing. In fact, it's called scientism in that book I mentioned earlier. Granted, this is a different case. This is different, but I think like understanding alcoholism can help understand ways to break it. You know what I mean? Like people
Yeah.
can break alcoholism. That people go sober all the time. There's hope out there, guys. You know?
I mean, I guess it talks a little bit about like a cure for alcoholism or addiction almost.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think
there's not like a
understanding evolution will
cure.
help
It's
us
just
with that. But I mean, I don't think it's a problem, or it's a problem that we have solved as best we can.
I don't know if it's as
Maybe is
best we
that's.
can. I think a lot of
I
things.
mean, we know this. We know the solution, like what drives people to alcoholism, and like we have in our current society that is driving people to alcoholism. You could maybe say we have certain systems that are working, but
I think, in my opinion, it's much like the phenomenon of diabetes and just generally lower life expectancies being prevalent in impoverished communities, especially black and brown communities that we intentionally keep in poverty, basically. Um, Alcoholism is another one of those things where because we can understand it using this framework as an evolutionary like response that alcoholism is like something that we are prone to as a species. It's not an individual moral failing. It's something that when there's more like bars in a working class neighborhood than there are like things to do, it can encourage people to just sort of spend all their money on earthly delights. You know what I mean? Like it's very much a way to keep
love
people.
the earthly delights, baby. Love
It's
to
a way to
take
keep
part in the
people in
beautiful
poverty.
world
I
God
feel
has
like
given us.
alcoholism maybe won't ever disappear, but the way it's being
Yeah.
weaponized to keep people in poverty absolutely doesn't have to exist.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, any thoughts, Greg?
I got real distracted just now reading about a bunch of different shit. But
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with what you said. Yep.
All right.
Lucky man.
What were you
Well,
reading?
every now and then I click on Twitter. I was reading our page, and then it evolved into me seeing more dead kids in Gaza.
Yeah, heard a lot of bad things going on in this world.
Crazy episode we've got putting out.
One
happening
good
tonight,
thing in the world is a word from our sponsor.
That's
every cent you give to Guerrilla Radio.
no,
Show.
no.
What if you just release this episode unedited except for the bleeping? Give people a taste.
Well, you have to
No.
bleep this out.
Yeah.
Anyways, do you want to hit some questions real quick? We haven't hit questions in a while.
Yeah,
Oh
let's
my
hit some
God.
questions.
It's
We
been
got
like
some
a
viewer
fucking
questions.
while. So let's clean our hands of that. We solved alcoholism. We've solved the moral quandary. So
I'm gonna give you a quandary.
yeah.
That means
Wow, you guys are
blowjob.
still asking us questions. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have questions about monkeys for us. They never run out.
What was the last question that we didn't
No idea.
answer?
Just ask it. Just say it out
Let's
loud.
just start
I'll
from the
tell you if
bottom.
we've answered
Let's start
it.
from the bottom, maybe.
That's true. If
Okay,
we don't
let's
get
start
to
from
you,
the
you're
bottom.
just
Because
fucking over. Ask again.
like this. I do like our most recent question from Minette, I guess.
What is it?
Can primates have pets? Coco had her cat, but are there any wild primates that display mutualism with non-primates?
They eat smaller monkeys.
They eat
That's
smaller
not
monkeys.
mutualism. That's
Yeah,
not mutualism even a little bit.
Look, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think this is a natural behavior. Like, you guys see that video that was posted on that like content aggregation Twitter of the
Yeah,
chimp
that-
playing with the puppies?
That chimp is gonna.
I'm
eat
just saying,
those
if that was in the
puppies.
wild, those puppies would have been dead. They would have been smashing that puppy on the ground.
Can I ask you a real? This is a serious question as a follow up.
Serious question.
If a primate has a smaller primate as a pet, is that human pet territory?
No, because it's.
Is it?
I don't think so.
Which is why we need Mr. Cybersmith on the pod.
Oh fuck.
He could answer.
She could answer questions
We
like
need
that for
to
us.
look. I don't know if we're gonna go through with this because he stopped
We're
responding.
gonna go through with
I'll hit him up again. But if Cybersmith allegedly has opinions on monkeys, we need to like grill him and like
Do you? I
make
feel
him
like he'll
admit
say
to
some
really weird.
real.
He's gonna say some shit that we cannot air.
He's gonna say some real weird shit about Burma. I'm calling that.
Oh, absolutely. He's gonna say some weird shit about Thailand.
Like, how do we make up for the fact that like we're bringing a bad person onto the podcast? Though, do we make him feel really bad? Do we like tell him to?
I think we get as far as we can in until we've got like 45 minutes of content, and then we just let loose until he leaves.
Walk him into a trap, you know?
Yeah, I want to make.
He
him
won't
feel
hear this. He
safe.
won't listen to this whole goddamn episode before he comes on.
That
You
would
know how crazy it would be to get him on the show?
I think he's willing to do anything. It's just
He's not asking us for money, is he? Because I'm
no,
not sure.
absolutely not. He's not getting
Okay.
a single red cent from me. But apparently, the last podcast he went on, he left halfway through and stopped answering because he was just looking at diaper porn on his Twitter. So
Which doesn't even make sense. I don't know what that is.
it's like when adults wear diapers.
And then what?
The people jack off to it is what happens. It's
Wait, there's nothing else to that? It's just a person in a diaper?
I don't know. It's very entwined with a lot of bad things. Let's move on. So, can primates have pets? I don't think it's natural for. They have parasites.
Give Jimmy back.
Yeah.
Also, I'll never get over how mad I am at you specifically for letting us pick his name, Jimmy Hoffa winning, and then all you do is call him Pickles.
It's so fun to call him Pickles, though.
It's not his fucking name. His name
His
is
full
Jimmy
name
Hoffa.
is James Piccolo Hoffa, Jimmy P. Hoffa, and
Piccolo, like Piccolo?
I try to mix it up like pronouns, you know.
Jimmy Penis.
Chandra, she knows what I'm talking about.
Did you just use Chandran as like a
That's a prop.
What the fuck, dog? What the
yeah,
fuck,
like a
dog?
performative prop?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I was.
That's
You're a real ally, Austin. Thank you. Thank you.
You know,
I think he's some kind of bigot.
I never know what like the appropriate amount of mixing up to do when it comes to like any pronouns. Like, do you
I'm
have?
gonna be so real with you. I just do they.
James Hoffa. I call him Hoffa all the time. I call him Mr. Hoffa specifically because I respect him
Call
and
him
his
Mr.
work he does.
Penis. Jimmy Penis.
No, we don't call him Jimmy Penis here. So,
Hey, it's Jimmy Penis. I
So,
would call him
a
Jimmy
cursory
Penis.
Google search.
Bring Jimmy Penis to Las Vegas.
I should bring Jimmy Penis to Las Vegas. He'd kill.
Apparently,
I bet you he could tell me what cards to pick.
Well, actually, hold on. Let's think about this for a second, because red colobus monkeys form long-term associations with red-tailed monkeys in Africa and South America. Capuchin
We're still
monkeys
doing this?
form long-term associations with squirrel monkeys. But is that a pet? Absolutely
We'd
not.
have
Well,
to ask Cyber.
No,
Because-
the question is specifically asked about non-primate primate relationships. If they're all primates, then this is collaboration.
Or is it a pet? It depends.
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
the smarter one? Is it the smarter one forming an association with the dumber one?
Yeah, I guess that doesn't count, because like also in the case of the proboscis monkey, they just started fucking the gray langurs that they hang out with all the time and made weird babies with them.
We've seen the evidence. We've seen the evidence, and it is disturbing. They're fucking those gray langurs.
Also a question for the cybersmith.
I bet you if we teed him up with that, he would unironically give us the 3/5 compromise.
Oh no!
I 100% think that's what he would. If we teed him up like that, he
We
would.
could
give
make
us
him
the-
say "born into servitude."
Absolutely, we could make him say that, and then yeah. Oh,
Well, this is about capuchins adopting a baby marmoset, but that's also a type of primate.
Well, there's no fucking
I-
golden retrievers in the middle of that.
Yeah, not exactly. No, I think it's mostly a problem with everything that monkeys would be around are either trying to eat and kill them, or
fuck
alternatively
them.
are a prey animal and would thus flee immediately. I don't think there's any like situations where it's like a fucking fish cleaning parasite out of another fish's mouth. I think it's just
That's not a pet.
yeah, that's also not a pet. So
That's a mutual relationship.
no, the primates don't have pets.
Yeah.
And when they do it in
Alright,
captivity, it's
next
unnatural and strange.
I just want y'all to hear this question because I think this person's fucking insane.
Okay.
Okay.
If you went back in time and had sex with one of our distant ancestors, at what point would it be bestiality?
Oh
Homo
god, it's
erectus?
related.
Homo
I'd
We have to
say
habilis?
ask the
the
cyber
Australopithecines.
scientists
Genuine
too.
question here.
I would
also.
say the Australopithecines. Once you're out of the genus Homo.
I need to look at.
I
need to look at
think-
these guys.
I'm actually gonna have to agree with
Mm,
Greg
I need-
here. Once it's outside the genus Homo, it's bestiality because we talk about this a lot in my like little seminar class of like because of the nature of the fossil record, the way we assign like human species is just like what we can find that we know is like different enough from the last guy we found to be considered a different species. Realistically, it's all a very like sliding gradient type thing where like if we had every fossil, we wouldn't know where species began and like where to draw
Okay,
the
hold
boundaries.
on. That's not true. I'm looking at Homo habilis right here. If you fuck this, that's bestiality.
Homo habilis.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
let me Google this. I forgot what he looks like. My good friend Homo
Oh
habilis.
yeah, absolutely.
Shut the fuck up, Austin.
This
That's
is like a
bestiality.
chimp without facial hair.
Okay, I think maybe Homo habilis is. Well, also there were
Alright,
some.
no, stop.
Well,
Let's go through the line until we find one that is fuckable.
Well, okay, here's the
Homo
thing.
noleti?
Well,
Okay.
wait. Here's the thing. But like, weren't there also Australopithecines like contemporary with Homos? Yeah. So that's not a good
Are there?
rule. Yeah, no, there were some contemporary at the same time with each other.
Homo ergaster, however you say
The Homo
that.
lineage goes back a while, and like I don't know if you saw that ridiculous, absurd graph I posted where it showed like how all the lineages like combined and mixed, and then left and then came back and shit throughout evolutionary time. But
Homo ergaster's cool.
Yeah, and so
we got to figure this shit out. We need.
They merged or subsumed into Homo erectus, which is getting even closer to.
Homo erectus is the one like right before us, right?
Yeah, we're getting. Pretty
Aren't they the
close
ones
to
that's
looking like
considered right before?
us.
Not
Austin?
necessarily.
Or is Neanderthal before us?
Well,
and
that's the thing. We don't
contemporaneous?
know if Neanderthals are even like considered non-human or if they were just like a different kind of human that just like and we just became way more homogenous over time.
And
It's-
Neanderthals are
Okay,
still
okay.
Homo
All
sapiens,
Members of the Homo genus. Let's look them up. I want to see what they look like. This is a weird dude.
I googled Homo erectus and Google gave me a warning that said, "Remember, safe search is off."
What are you looking at, buddy? Okay. What? Homo florenziensis is a no-go because they're too tiny. They're weird.
Yeah,
Homo habilis.
Hold on, the Smithsonian Human Origins website does have the like graph of like all the ones.
Oh, we're
leading up.
missing out between Homo erectus and people is Homo heidelbergensis.
But that's also there's some debate there.
those
on
are
it.
just a guy.
Homo heidelbergensis. There's some debate of if that's like a transitory species or if it's not even a species at all. It's just an early human. That's what we used to look like.
Okay. Paranthropus boisei.
Hold on, I'm gonna put all of the human quote unquote species here. It's humanorigins.si.edu.
Does it have all their pictures?
Yeah,
Oh, it
all their
does.
pictures. So
Okay. No.
no to all of these.
No.
No to all of
Okay,
these.
but the second we hit Homo erectus, that's probably not. Florenziensis is probably also a not, but that's weird.
Heidelbergensis, not bestiality. Neanderthals, not bestiality. We literally did fuck Neanderthals. It's not bestiality.
Heidelbergensis, his model kind of looks like someone.
I think.
Mileti, you could. Neanderthals are just guys.
Ardipithecus
You are-
ramidus, definitely bestiality.
Where the hell is that?
Australopithecus.
Oh, you're at the top.
Sort by age, or no, you can sort out bleh. alphabetically.
Wow.
Or by age.
Oh, this is sorting by age.
Yeah,
That's
sort by age.
That
and then go
guy is a
down.
monkey. That's a monkey. You can't fuck
Sahelanthropus
him.
chadiensis is just a gorilla.
Yeah, so Paranthropus robustus was even like after Erectus, I believe.
This guy's an
Paranthropus
orangutan.
Aethiopus.
Homo
Paranthropus
sapiens, you are
boci.
here.
This guy is just an orangutan.
We're learning so much. I think.
We talking about Paranthropus?
Paranthropus.
I
yeah.
think-
Yeah, he does just look like an orangutan. Are we sure he's even in the human line?
Wait, hold on. Homo rudolfensis.
Like,
Well,
how are
they're
we sure
all in the
Paranthropus is even
line.
in the line?
They're all in the line in the sense that they've contributed somehow.
Everything,
Or,
well,
like,
I
they are the
understand
ancestor
Paranthropus
of one that would
robustus
go
if he's
on to
that
contribute to
close
the line
by
with them.
age. That's crazy.
So there's even one
I
in
think-
between.
I think either maybe what was Lucy again?
Lucy was an Australopithecus.
So is Lucy like the very last one before it becomes bestiality, or is it?
What? No. What is Lucy? Lucy fossil.
Look up.
She is an Australopithecus afarensis. That's not a person. She's not a person.
So that's bestiality. So what
Damn.
do we?
Not like us.
Yeah.
You okay?
Actually,
I
no,
think
no, I
the
think-
problem. I think the real problem is you're going to run into this period far enough back where it's really, really smart, like bonobos. Like that's what they look like, and they're just more intelligent than a bonobo was.
Yeah. This is very conflicting. This is this is not where I thought this episode was going to be going.
Ardipthesis?
Hmm.
Ardipthesis ramidus.
Fuck are you?
I think-
Looks like a villain in like a cartoon show. He looks like Mojo Monkey or whatever that guy's name is. Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Paranthropus aethiopicus also kind of looks like.
Okay. How about this? How about
A
this?
turncoat.
Technically speaking, from an anthropological standpoint, like anything that humans did not interbreed with historically is bestiality. We'll say that, even if Heidelbergensis does kind of look just like a guy.
Well, yeah, because like, where did we really come from?
Heidelbergensis looks like a guy who's like, sounds like he's like a cool guy who smokes
Because
a
there's
lot
also a
of
couple
weed.
of like early. Okay,
Do you think
Homo
humans were ever
sapiens-
thrown back brewskis with Heidelbergensis?
Are we even Homo
Absolutely.
sapiens? Like, okay, so Homo sapiens is the fossil of what is anatomically a modern human.
I don't think
But
anybody.
are we them?
I don't think anybody's brave enough to be like, I think now's a good time to break off. Like, I don't think anybody.
Like where it would
Yeah,
break off,
yeah.
like where they would say.
That would be very politically, very politically
I would just say
fraught.
the first time.
Because if you say it's with civilization, then it's like, oh, I'm sorry, our native
It's
tribe.
a different steps.
Yeah,
it's a
are
different
you saying
steps.
native tribes are not humans? Or is that what you're saying?
I guess you would have to say at the advent of settlement.
Even then, I
Not
don't
like,
think all humans
no,
settle.
like transitory settlement of any kind, like building your own shelter, I guess.
I will say,
Beaver's building.
okay, I will
don't
say
know, it's not
Homo
super weird.
sapiens did not have like
I don't know.
language for very long, and
Is it just language? Isn't it
Is that
just
a
like
language?
it's also
Apart-
hard to say. Like, I don't know. It's very
Neanderthals?
hard.
Neanderthals weren't talking. They weren't,
We don't think Neanderthals were talking.
Yeah.
I thought we thought Neanderthals were talking. It was just in a really stupid high pitched
Well,
voice.
we did a thing where if they would have talked because of where their
Or I mean, they made
little
sounds.
hyoid bone was, it would have
And
been
it's
very
not like
silly.
that guy was. It's not like that guy was saying things. He was screaming because
He was like,
Neanderthals could still scream.
oh yeah, Neanderthals could scream. They could do that.
They could still make
so,
noises.
like,
Why
This is a
not
great
we
inquiry.
would language be the breaking point? Then
Maybe,
language.
but like
Like,
there is the
because there were
Paraha
humans
people, but,
before
like,
the advent of language,
Yeah,
but
Oh, hold on.
like they were we are existed before we invented language, and language was invented.
The Australian Museum says that Neanderthals did have language abilities.
Yeah,
well,
I totally
I
think
guess
they
the
did.
ability we would
They
we
were
would
making
assume-
art. They were
Well,
doing abstraction.
Whether it was art or not is a bit.
It's still they're able to
debatable.
do abstractions. I would assume that involves that.
They did
requires
have like the
language.
shells, I think.
Yeah, that does require language of some
So I mean,
and also to have an organized society to the point where we are pretty sure they lived in like a tribal Paleolithic.
do you think
hunter.
Homo Neanderthals? Do you think they had like a big old wine cask that they were Fermentenfruden. I think they were.
I'm not sure that they're not just people, and we're just making a distinction because
That is a valid anthropological
they
argument.
evolved. Just it's like their own set of traits
I mean,
from a
like,
splinter population.
it's like if they interbred with us, did they really disappear, or did the traits that we associate with them just assimilate into our own traits?
Maybe you could say that the disappearance of the Neanderthal as a separate entity would be us as a breaking point from Homo sapiens and Neanderthal, and this is the secret third thing.
It's possible. I mean, all
Did y'all
modern
know that
humans
Smithsonian
have like
just
a
has
mix.
3D models of all their shit online?
It's so crazy,
Oh, yeah, no, it's
actually.
crazy.
I'm clicking around in there right now.
But it's also like it's a very fraught thing to go into politically because it's also been used historically to be like, well, you see, because these populations have been isolated from other humans for so long, clearly they're not humans.
But aren't Neanderthals just really a speciation? Not really a speciation event, but like I guess it's kind of. It's more so that they broke off of Homo sapiens and adapted to living in Europe and Central Asia. And
well,
Homo sapiens just
Neanderthals were
reabsorbed
found
them.
before Homo sapiens, I believe.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like they splintered and then were reabsorbed.
I mean, yeah, essentially.
For cold weather living, essentially, because Neanderthals lived all the way
Yeah,
to the
but
Altai
humans made
Mountains in the
fucking
middle of
shoes
Asia.
and shit, so we got their ass on that front.
Neanderthals made shoes, didn't they?
I don't know if they did.
had clothing. We know they had clothing.
Oh, maybe. I think I'm forgetting.
We can assume that they had clothing, I think, is like the...
Also, I keep forgetting. Some people call it Neanderthal. I don't want to call it that, though.
They're wrong.
I think it's a fun.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
no,
it's
they
fun
did
to
have
say.
clothing, I think.
Neanderthal is fun to say.
They were
I
able
mean,
to make
it's
necklaces
an
and shit, so we're
ongoing
gonna
it's
assume
an
they had
ongoing
clothing, right?
debate, but there's evidence to suggest they may have. Okay, some people are saying it wasn't clothes; it was simple cape-like things, but like that, it's clothes, whatever. I don't know. It's very weird. Isn't this shit weird? We should have a time machine, not to fuck anybody, but like to figure this shit out, you know?
Well, we could go back and figure out when it's not okay.
Yeah, if anyone's brave enough.
You know, if I had a time machine, I'd go live and travel the Silk Road. You know, that's what I would do. That shit would be baller.
I bet it would be baller. Well, I do.
You know.
Sam, Madam Melonmeow in the Discord, but Sam said, I would specifically fuck the Homo erectus who invented fire. I'd get sloppy style with them.
Okay. So they're people. Like, we're able to find
I
things
think
that come
Neanderthals
from
are
on
basically
Neanderthal
people.
site. So we know that they engaged in trade, and they may have had
And like whatever
may have
Neanderthals were
had-
lacking is also like probably a recent human thing and not like
They
always
think-
human thing.
Okay, here's the speculation. The speculation is that Neanderthals may have operated in a similar way to like pre-contact Aboriginal societies in Australia. They're very sparsely populated, but they did interact with each other.
Yeah, the only like problem with that assumption is that like is the political implications of that. Like I know you're saying like yeah, they're basically just humans, but like it was also used like historically. Neanderthals were thought like Aboriginals were thought to be like the closest related to Neanderthals when they were first found. But then when they found out that Neanderthals were like Europeans, basically,
Swedish.
yeah, they were like actually Neanderthals were like super smart and had huge brains. Which, to be fair, Neanderthals did have bigger brains than us. Not that that mattered in the end.
Do you know who Eulened Pierce is? He's a British anthropologist. Do you know who that is?
Not familiar. No, I don't.
Cool.
Think
I'm just
so.
gonna hope he's not racist.
Hopefully not. Yeah.
I'm gonna say something that he said.
Okay. Well.
They speculate that Neanderthals were capable of forming geographically expansive ethno-linguistic tribes.
Okay.
With upwards of 800 people. So we're making an assumption that they have language. We're making an assumption that they have culture. We're making an assumption that they did interact on a social level the same as modern humans. I would say they're people.
That's
people.
I mean that's basically
But I would say they're people like we're people. Like not like oh Homo habilis, he's people. No, it's Homo habilis probably has the same intelligence as like a 10-year-old.
It's very hard to quantify because like we're
As
just
we all
looking
know,
at
10-year-olds are
bones.
not
It's
people.
very hard to, yeah, as we all know, 10-year-olds decidedly not people.
I've met a 10-year-old before.
I met a 10-year-old. So I think that was actually a very fun secondary discussion in this episode.
Shout out the question bucket.
Shout out the question
Don't
bucket.
not
We need
shout
to dip
out to
in.
this
we
insane
need to-
person who asked this question.
Yeah, no, don't shout out the person who was insane enough to ask this. However, they did
by the
cause
way.
something great to happen.
By the way, they did say I would fuck the shit out of a Homo erectus if I could go back in time. By the
Oh
way.
yeah, that same person.
They
did
had
say-
an answer.
Yeah, they did have an answer.
This seems a lot like Neanderthals were built a little bit like that late Habsburgs.
Well, that's actually
Protruding jaws.
well, that's actually a theory. Is that Neanderthals or like the Neanderthal like
DNA at least
Type?
dormant in you.
well, I mean, a lot of people do have
Their
Neanderthal
phenotype?
Their I didn't want to say phenotype because it sounded racist, but like
It's not.
fair enough. So the Neanderthal like phenotype like interbred and like did so much incest that they like died because of that. Like maybe there was something about Neanderthal if they had culture, Neanderthal culture that
They
made
just
them a lot more
love-
insular and made them like reproduce a lot less than humans and thus more.
I mean, if they're
inbreeding.
living in groups of up to 800 people only, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely possible. It's possible that they were super fucking inbred, and that's why they're so different from humans. But I don't know. It's hard to say.
This doesn't make any goddamn sense. I am reading so much about them right now.
I just need to
They had
sit.
fire.
I need to.
I didn't know they had fire.
Neanderthals? Yeah, we all had fire for a while.
I guess they were capable of smoking their food.
Yeah, they did a lot of shit. They had tools. They used tools. I need to like get you in front of my anthropology department and just like lock you guys in a
Let me ask
room
stupid
and
questions.
let you like just ask them things for like hours on end until you're sick of it.
Till we finally understand anthropology.
The more you understand about
Abstraction. Here we
anthropology,
go.
the more you
63
realize it's all
purported
fake.
engravings from 27 different European and Middle Eastern sites.
It's all just giving
They
fun
are
little
capable
names
of
to guys.
abstraction.
And
Yeah.
you know, you can never determine where the guy ends and where the guy starts. The guy
mean,
is never ending.
Yeah, these are all arbitrary categories that like it's like how you can like look at a tree and look at a person and be like those are two obviously different things, but like the closer and closer
They have music.
that's probably just like a speculation, but
No,
are we
I'm
sure?
looking at a picture.
Well, a Neanderthal.
Look
I
at
do
a
remember
picture
this
of
being
music.
mentioned.
Reported Neanderthal bone flute fragments were found in Slovenia in the 1920s. A 43,000-year-old flute has been attributed by some researchers to Neanderthals.
Okay, so due to the age and location of the discovery, some people suggest or
Stop being such a fucking downer. They had a flute.
the Carnegie Museum of Natural History suggests that the manufacture of the flute was attributed to. Oh wait, no, you're right. It was Neanderthals. I'm sorry, I misread that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck. Okay, I thought it was
Suck
like
my
only.
fucking nuts.
Yeah, no, I thought it was like only like proposed, but I mean, yeah, fuck it.
This
Why
is
not? I think
interesting.
Neanderthals are basically humans. All right, do we got to wrap this
Do
up
you
though?
think they had Christmas?
I
Do you
think
think
they
they
had. I think they
believed?
had a
Do you
little
think they
Santa
believed
Claus.
in the baby Jesus?
No, I think they believed in something worse. Scarier,
More twisted.
more sick and twisted, more scary.
Okay, everybody.
Yeah, I think this is a good stopping point before we get like too crazy, but this is what you guys listen for anyway, right?
What can I say?
What can we say?
Please join our Patreon. I feel like there was something I wanted to mention at the end of the episode, but I forgot.
Beyond just the fact that like, hey, if you haven't already, consider joining our Patreon. We put in a lot of effort for you guys.
And I
We love to make
definitely
an
want to
impact.
say, if you aren't already, make sure you're checking out the Twitch. We stream a lot of the time.
We've been
these
streaming a
days.
lot, yeah.
We stream like
Yeah.
almost every other day or so, every day or so. We're streaming with the Discord. We're playing a bunch of different games. You know, Greg plays War Thunder. I'm playing whatever. I might do Disco Elysium again. Austin has,
We should
Phoenix Wright and
yeah.
stuff going on still.
We should play together or something. Or no,
Yeah,
I don't know, just something to make Disco Elysium less of a book. You know.
This is the most insane shit I've ever heard. I got one more piece for this.
Oh, okay.
Since we know that human and Neanderthals, their primary location of their admixture, like where they fucked each other, was in the Middle
Up
East.
the booty.
No.
Sorry.
Either nobody, human or Neanderthal, was wearing clothing in hot climates, Or somehow the lice that would have been on Neanderthals were not compatible with humans.
That's
Because we have
fucked.
found no lice that we have found on Neanderthal like fossils. None of the fossilized lice match up with anything that is on a person. So either where the admixture happened, nobody was wearing clothing, or they're not compatible. That's crazy. That's weird.
It's fucking. It's all like enough to drive you insane. You can just sit on
What's with the
Wikipedia for
fucking
hours.
lice? What's wrong with the
What's with
lice?
the
They
What
had
happened?
boats.
Did they have boats?
They made it to Crete.
I don't even.
Step
Or
big
maybe it was
island.
the. Hey, Greg. Maybe it was the raft. It was the vegetation raft. You know.
No, that wouldn't have happened in the Mediterranean. This is crazy. Yeah, they found them on Sardinia and Naxos.
That makes so much sense.
Why the
It's
Greeks
all
are like
coming
that?
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe this.
I'll integrate that into my worldview. All right, we're gonna let Greg look at the Neanderthal Wikipedia page for a little while longer, but
This has been fun, everyone.
Yes, classic guerrilla radio show.
all right. Well, I'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
See ya.
I may be a white boy, but I'm not stupid.